emphasized how much of a deplorable piece of shit that Crocodile really is. In this episode, it was 100% confirmed that he is the one that was causing the sandstorms in Yuba. We already basically knew this, but to hear it from his own mouth was crazy. He said to Luffy, do you think sandstorms hit the same city over and over again on their own? And, you know, he's the one that had this causing Tota to have to dig constantly to find any sort of water, any sort of salvation to stop, you know, his city dying of thirst and drought and all that sort of stuff. And I mean, he's laughing about it. This old man, that's all he's trying to do is to provide for this city. And all he's doing is digging constantly. And then a new sandstorm hits and he has to do it all over again. This is all from Crocodile. So we know on a grand scale how terrible, you know, Crocodile is, what he's doing, causing a country to implode on itself, causing civil war. The dude's awful. But to see it in this, like, a bit of a smaller scale and see it's so targeted towards Yuba and, you know, Toto, and him laughing about the fact that this old man is constantly having to dig for water to try and, you know, again, find any sort of salvation for his city, for his family, for his friends. He's awful, man. And I mean, you can tell how hard this hits Luffy as well because of what he's been doing or what he did with Toto. You know, he was there with Toto digging. He saw what happened to the city. He saw what happened in Yuba. He saw the desperation in Toto's voice, you know, clinging on to any sort of hope, you know. He seems to be the only one with any sort of faith in the king at this moment, you know, because he's probably the only one that doesn't know about what's happening in the main city. I don't know if he does know really about what's happening at the moment, if anybody's informed him, but he hasn't really left Yuba. He's just been digging for water the whole time. And the fact that it's been the Crocodile's been the one that's been causing these sandstorms, just, I don't know, bro. It hit a new level to me of, wow, this guy is he's awful. But out of everything, I think that really touched a nerve with Luffy. Like, he really wants to kill Crocodile at this point. And Crocodile, again, he's just laughing at the situation. He's put Vivi in this horrible place where he's basically said you can either save your friends with this key or you can go and try and save the million citizens of Alabasta. Like, what are you going to do? And of course, like, in Vivi's position, her being who she is, trying to make that decision is nearly impossible. You know, the Straw Hats are like her friends. They're the people that, you know, she's bonded with over these past however long, and she cares about them a lot. And they're like potentially Alabasta's saviors because they're the ones that can defeat Crocodile. But then she also has to think about these millions of citizens who are supposed to be, you know, her kingdom. She's the princess. She's supposed to protect the people alongside the king. And, you know, she's been stuck in this position, and seeing Crocodile again just laugh about it and walk away. It's not the fact he's doing these things, it's the fact he enjoys it so much as well. It makes him like so terrible. Do you know what I'm saying? But there is a slight glimmer of hope because Sanji, under the name of Mr. Prince, has managed to trick Crocodile into going outside to see some commotion while he snuck inside and to save the Straw Hats alongside with Vivi. And I think it's so fitting that he called himself Mr. Prince. I thought that was amazing. But of course, Crocodile didn't know about Sanji. He knew about Chopper, but I think he just thought he was some sort of pet. But, you know, the fact that he snuck inside, he might actually be the savior of of the Straw Hats at the moment, which I didn't expect. Nothing against Sanji. It's just I just didn't expect. I didn't think about the fact that Sanji was still outside the cell, that he could potentially do something. So when Crocodile came outside and he saw all the millions wiped out essentially, and Sanji snuck in, and you see him just sort of in there in a disguise, I just thought, oh, that was great. The fact Sanji managed to trick him, and I love the callback to Little Garden as well. Like, he's heard Sanji's voice before, and Sanji was like, welcome to the damn restaurant. Oh man, I love that. Sort of a callback to the Barate as well, and what he said on the Little Garden. But yeah, Sanji is the glimmer of hope in this arc. He could actually save the Straw Hats, get them out, and, you know, potentially stop Crocodile. We could see, but yeah, I thought it was hopeless, but apparently not. And it was so jarring seeing Crocodile after everything he just did. And while he was walking through his casino, everyone was revering him and saying how great he was and everything like that. It just goes to show, like, all of this stuff is happening, this civil war and everything, due to him. And the citizens still believe he's some, you know, savior. He's this greatest person in the world while he's the one responsible. It's just so fucked up in so many ways. Obviously, the people don't know, but just seeing that, knowing that we know both, is so fucked up. It just goes to show, like, Crocodile literally has Alabasta in his hand right now. That was this episode. Super tense, really heartbreaking for Vivi. This episode, like, God, her voice actress is amazing, by the way. Like, you really feel the desperation in her voice when she's talking. You know what I mean? Like, it's heavy, and the situation is crazy at the moment. But like I said, Sanji has showed a slight glimmer of hope. So we'll have to see what happens. But I'm loving this arc so far. It's super tense and amazingly well written. Crocodile's a piece of shit, and I can't wait to see what happens next. So let's do it.